What's up, guys? We're here with our locals champion. So why don't you tell us? Actually, never mind. We already know who you are. Swordsoul God, I guess.
Sure.
Is that what you're playing today?
Oh yeah. They got the post ban list update for the list I'm playing.
The post ban list update. All right, let's see the sauce.
So as far as like the Swordsoul stuff goes, it's super standard: 3 Ecclesia, 3 Long, 3 Modi, and then double tie. I want to play 3 of those because 2 Desires, and it's only come up once, but actually 2 is fine. You see the 2 of them, but it sucks if you open one and you have to start with it, because then you're kind of like dead on resources, and if you Desires, you lose the other one, you're kind of screwed, but you can get it back sometimes, so, but that's super standard. The Tenyi stuff, we're not cutting any of them. 3 Vishuddha, 3 Ashuna, 3 Hara. People cut this to 2 because you don't play Hulk, but I just think you have to see a name, and like seeing a name plus Vessel is still so good. It allows you to have so many combo lines where you can make Shisha or just make whatever you want. So I just max out on all the ones that make Vessel a good card, and then 1 blue, just because you have to play it. Also, it wins mirror matches because people are bad. The new edition, triple droplet, picked these up at the Fort Worth Regional. Shout out to Epic for the discount on this one. So, but
The one good thing Epic
triple droplet. This is so good. I don't regret picking them up or playing them. I know people play Chalice over it now, but it's so good. It's only so many games. You just like droplets in 4 and like summon Ecclesia into a board and you just kill them. So it's insane. Triple Emergence, triple Vessel, and then double Circle. So people are playing like only like 4 of these, the 3 Vessel, the Circle. They're playing either 2 and 2 or 3 or 1. I'm playing 5 just because I want to see things that just let you combo and let you combo for free. And so like where people are playing the Chalice, I'm just going to play this instead. I think it's a little bit better. Also, it lets you dodge like the Baylors, the Ogres, the Imperms. But this, I didn't see this at all today, but there were so many times where I saw it, I was like, I wish this was in my hand. But every time I saw Vessel was live, except for one time where I just couldn't put any monster on board anyways because my choose so many doubles. But other than that, I think every time I saw Vessel for the last like 2 or 3 tournaments, since I've kind of changed the build, it's been live. So 2 Desires, 1 Call By. These are just all Swordsoul cards now. The 1 Blackout. And then all the hand traps and stuff. This is where it gets kind of weird. I know some people are just playing like 3 Imperm, 3 Ash. I'm a little weird and I like to just put up the White Luck all the time, so I made some weird choices. 2 Imperm, 2 Ash, 1 Ghost Spell, and 1 Ogre. So the theory behind this is that like, if you put up Chow Fang and you have Blackout, even if it's not good, you just blackout it and search a hand trap. So there's times where like Ghost Spell is the hand trap you need to search to where they can't play, or Ogre is the hand trap you need to search to where they can't play, or it's Ash. And so like this allows you to still have them in your deck. And if you see them, you see them. Oh well. If you don't, it doesn't matter. But it allows you to like not break on like two Ash. Or draw like multiple imperms where you can't summon a monster, and like you still have your tuner level 3s that you can make Baron with your Tenyis or do other weird plays. So I like it a lot, and it came up a lot where I was popping Chow Fang to search this, or making my opponent kill the Chow Fang and then searching this or searching Ecclesia. Specifically Ghost Spell came up more, but I didn't see Ghost Spell at all today, but I might switch to 2 Ghost Spell, but I think this is correct. I like this a lot actually.
Especially with like the Brave package still running around, it feels like Ogre is not a bad choice to have.
Yeah, especially since like I was saying, like you could black out the Chow Fang because it doesn't do anything against the Brave package unless they're playing ABC. But you can like black out 2 things and then search the Ogre, so that way you have the Ogre for the Faithful. And then they just they really can't play. And then the extra deck.
So how many cards are you at the main right now?
We're at 42 right now. 42 last 2 cards are the 2nd Circle and the 2nd at Hara. Those would be the only things I could really see cutting, but I just really like seeing all the Tenyis I can, so I kind of just like 42. Especially with 2 Desires, playing over 40 I think is kind of a must, because if you resolve Desires twice, you're out of cards, and then if you combo once, like, it's kind of tough, so. Shout out to the tokens. We have this in case anybody actually resolves it on us, but they don't. And then distraction for the opponent. Super basic, triple monk, shaman. I've actually started using this card so much more, playing into people's boards, where I'll have like Baxia plus like any Tenyi, and then they'll just like stop the Baxia summon back, and then I'm just like, cool, make this, and then summon back the Baxia, just do it again, which is just ridiculous. Or I can, there's times I'll make a Shishao and they'll stop the search, and then I'll just Shishao plus like any Tenyi, make this, and then bring back the Shishao so that like I can just use its effect, or literally just do anything with it. I've used it to OTK a lot actually. I made a Baxia, shuffled something, and then linked off into this, and then used this to bring back a Shishao and attack for game. It was kind of insane, but this card's literally just like allowing me to push for game when you have like a crazy hand. The one Yazi, still playing this, I haven't cut it. It's really good, it came up a lot, especially like I'll summon at Hara and then I'll activate Long Effect, and they have to choose if they want to get rid of the token or get rid of the Long. And if they get rid of the token or they hit Hara, they make the wrong choice, you just continue playing. If they get rid of the Long, that's the right choice, but then if you have any normal summon, it doesn't matter. I've had times like playing at ABC where they just like, they can banish the Long and it's like, oh, it's crazy, normal summon Taye, Synchro, and then just link this off and get back the Long anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And it just puts them in like a really, really weird spot to where like you threaten this, so they react, and then you just do anything else, and if they choose the wrong card, you make this anyways and you win. Double Baxia. Card's broken. I probably summoned this card like 5 times at least in a set. That's only if it's like 2 games. If it's 3, it's probably like 8, but yeah, this card's just insane. The amount of times just Baxia with Taye for 2 cards and then just like bring back a Moyu that you dumped. It's just ridiculous. 2 Shishao. I wouldn't play any less, wouldn't play any more. Card's broken. Crimson Blader comes up in the mirror, comes up against a lot of things right now. But I don't think I summoned it once today. There's only one time where I could have summoned it, but I did a different play, making this guy to force lethal, and I did this with Chao Fang, which allowed me to stop the Regulus, which is the only thing the ABC player could have done. So I could have made this against him. It would have taken me like 2 or 3 turns longer to kill him, but I think making this was correct because this plus the Light Lock just stopped him from playing instead of having these 2. It just, you stop him from playing and then you have the answer to whatever, the only threat that they can play that's not a Light Monster. MVP, summoned this card like 20 times today, not really. Summoned it against Dinos, summoned it against Live Twin, summoned it against ABC. It's just so good. Summoned it against another Dino player because I played 2 today, but I made this card so much, I blackouted it so much. Against Jordan, he just killed it and let me search Ghost Spell, and then he had cross out for Ghost Spell anyway, so it didn't matter. But yeah, I just made this card so much today. And then the level 10 1-0s that you play. This is crazy. This card came up one time after I Desires, and then my opponent had like 7 cards banished. I just summoned this on the board, and I was like, ah, you're dead. Dino players. But this card was MVP. So I summoned Baron like twice today, but other than that, it was just these 2. These 2 were the MVP at the level 8 or higher, or the higher level 8s. And then side deck, 2 Crow. I could play more of this, but it's also just like for the reason I could just like, Ogre's not good, I can just take this out and take one other card out, and then I'm technically playing like 3 Crow with these 2 in the Ghost Spell. That's kind of the theory behind it, so that way I don't like, that's why I think it's fine playing the 1 mill in the main. Triple Droll because we hate Flu and we hate Dino players because they always start with Prosperity or Extra and then you just droll them and they can't play. So this is so good. Saw it once today when I drew it for turn. It's upsetting. Best card in the side today, Nibiru. This came up one time, and then I had it against Jordan whenever I had game on board anyway, so it didn't matter. I just light locked him, and he couldn't nib me, so that was the only card in his hand. But if he was able to play through it, the light lock, because that's all I had, then I had the nib in hand, so it would have mattered, but it didn't matter anymore. Just all the hand traps we saw. 2 Twin, you just need back row removal, and also I just don't want to lose to like some weirdo siding Lancia because they think it's good, and I just like have a Cosmic in my hand, so I'm playing this. Also, this just helps remove like Floodgate or like Disc Coliseum if you're playing against Sun Avalon. Disc Coliseum and Bloom, you just out it with 1 card, or you force out the gates out of them. So I think it's fine. I wish it didn't have a discard to it, but not too good. Too evenly, the staple in my side. I took it out once, I went up to 3 and I just never saw it, so I had to put it back when I drew it against Nate in the finals. So card's broken. I missed this at Fort Worth. because I was playing anti-magic arrow over it. So like these three were like an anti-magic arrow, and I missed having evenly because I felt like there was so many. I played against so much combo, so I feel like evenly would have been better. But there was like also like half of the rounds I played, anti-magic arrow was just better than evenly. So I just ended up going to this because I think everybody's just playing way more combo than like the matchup set. Anti-magic arrow is better against. So I don't know. I think they're both good, but I think evenly is better right now.
Would you think about playing like evenly and anti-magic arrow at some point in your side, or you feel like everything else is too important that you would either pick one or the other?
The only other card I could see cutting is maybe the Drolls, but if you cut the Drolls, you're probably just putting in D-barriers so you get more auto win. Because like this deck is just really good at going second, so like having like one or two blowout cards is fine with being like these against combo, or just this and like these twin against control. So I think like, especially playing Swordsoul Tenyi, your deck is so good at going second. If you see one blowout card, you almost always win that game because it immediately forces out an interaction, or it just wins you the game anyways. And that's just like kind of why I think like playing two of these and like three of these is like the way to go, because like combo you really have to see one of these. Against control you don't have to see one of these, but if you do it's nice. But I don't think I would play evenly and the anti-magic arrow. I would think I would choose one over the other, and right now currently because there's so much combo it's just evenly. And then the last side, three anti-spell, which this came up one time, or two times I guess, once against Jordan, once against Dan. But when I flipped this on Dan, we just, all skill went out the window when I flipped this. Thank God it wasn't recorded, but it was a bad game, but yeah, it was okay. This saved me from losing because I opened up long double Ash, Vessel, and then Imperm, so I eventually drew into this like 2 turns later, set it, and then he can OTK me, and then I was able to draw like Desires the turn before and then finally resolve it, so it was horrible. But.
Yeah, for sure. All right, well, you made some changes and stuff, and so how you feeling about the deck overall right now?
I like it a lot. I think like the main deck ratios, and obviously for the most part it's figured out, but I think like a lot of the weird choices were like playing like the extra circle and then playing like the weird hand turn ratios. It's just, they come up, but I don't know how much they come up. So this is like my first time testing them, and it felt really, really good. Like I said, I only bricked one time, and it was because I opened up double Ash, and then I opened up Vessel Long and Inverm. So it was just like, I drew no normal summon, and that's what kind of lost me the game. Or it didn't lose me that game, I ended up winning it like 5 turns later, but that was the only time where it felt bad, and it was just, I just drew a bad hand, which happens every once in a while, so.
All right, thanks for the deck profile.